everyone, I'm Corbin Grosso, and today I'll be showing you how to create character concept art. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is start off just by writing the name of the character at the top of the page. That way you keep in mind who exactly it is you're drawing, because at the beginning it all starts off very similar. Now the very first step in actually drawing the character is to draw a nice big capital T. The bigger the better, because it'll become easier with more size to create details later on. Once you've finished with the big T, the next thing you'll want to do is divide the legs into two separate legs, which is what I'm doing here. Once the legs are separated, I then move on to the arms, just to get them out of the way. The first thing you'll want to do is add sleeves to the character, and then you want to progress on to the hands. People often have difficulty drawing hands, and I'm one of those people, but it really helps to have been able to draw them so big, which is why the T must be as big as it needs to be. After you're done drawing the first arm, you'll want to move on to the second arm. Now this will remind you though, don't forget to include any details like a bracelet or watch or a ring that your character may be wearing. Now this is the part where I finally acknowledge that you cannot actually see the pencil marks on my paper. That being said, I finally go over in Sharpie on what I have done, which currently is only each arm. Now this isn't the normal time to use the Sharpie. Normally you would do this only after finishing all of the drawing. However, you need to be able to see what I'm drawing, so I decided that I would go through piece by piece as I finish each limb and go over in Sharpie then. Now you'll notice though that I am leaving a gap for myself to add a neck later on. The next step is to establish where the shirt ends and the pants begin. After that, you need to establish where the pants end and the legs begin. It's important during this part to keep in mind that you want the legs to be proportional, not only just to be the same length as the other leg, but also to make sense with the size of the rest of the body. This also means we finally reached the part where you could draw whatever fancy footwear your character is wearing. Of course, now we've finished another pair of limbs, which means once again I need to go back with Sharpie so you can see what I've done. We've now finally reached the point where we could draw whatever designs we would like on the shirt. And of course, for me, it's time again to grab the Sharpie and show you what I have just completed. At long last, we finally reached the point where we draw the most important part of the body, the head. You'll want to start off with a nice ovular shape, and from there, you'll want to immediately draw the hair. That way you know how much of a facial region you have to draw the facial features. Once you're ready to begin drawing the face, you'll want to start off with the eyes. Make sure you give plenty of room to show any details within the eyes that you'd like to show. For example, eye color might be more difficult to show with a much smaller pupil. This is also the perfect time to give your character whatever goofy grin you would like them to have. And one last note, don't forget to notice. I also want you to remember any key features that your character may have around their face. For example, my character has a scarf. It's time for me to pick up my Sharpie one last time, and for you, you finally pick it up as well. We have now drawn every single feature on our character, and so it's time to go back and outline them with Sharpie. Now before you put your Sharpie down, once you're done with that, you might want to go back and outline the character's name as well, just that way it stands out. And lastly, once you're all done with the Sharpie, go back and erase all the pencil marks. And that leaves just one thing left to do, color. Something I like to do when I color is to keep track of the colors that I use in the top left corner of my page by leaving just a little scribble with the color that I use. This allows me to do two things. Test out the colored pencil before I use it, as well as keep track of all the colors that I use in case I need to think of a color palette for the character. And there we have it. We have successfully completed drawing a character concept art sheet. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it came out nicely. Bye-bye.